All right, today we're diving into something really fascinating, an ancient Hindu text called the Parashar Smriti. And what's so cool about it is that it was written as a guide for what its authors saw as a fallen, difficult age. Let's get into it. But first, let me ask you something. What if laws had an expiration date? Seriously, what if a legal code wasn't meant to last forever, but was designed specifically for our time with all its unique challenges and moral messes? It's a pretty wild idea, and it's actually the foundation of the whole text we're looking at today. So to really get why this is such a big deal, you gotta understand the Hindu concept of the 4 yugas, or the 4 world ages. Just picture a huge cosmic cycle where every era sees a steady drop in human goodness. It starts with this golden age of truth, the Satya Yuga, and then it just kind of spirals down to the final age, the one we're supposedly in right now, the Kali Yuga, which is an age of darkness and conflict. So that poses a massive question, right? How do you keep any kind of order when people are, let's be honest, at their worst?
And that, right there, is where the Parashar Smriti steps in. See, it doesn't even pretend to be a universal law for all time. Instead, it holds itself up as a very specific, tailor-made solution for the unique problems of this final, difficult age.
Okay, so here it is. This is the text we're talking about. The word Smriti literally means that which is remembered, and it's a type of Hindu text that lays out laws and social codes. But as we're about to see, this particular one makes a bold claim that its rules are for a very specific time. And get this, the text itself couldn't be more direct about it. Just look at this quote right from the Smriti. It flat out says that different laws are for different ages. The laws from the sage Manu? Yeah, those were great for the Golden Age. But for our time, the Kali Yuga, you have to follow the laws of the sage Parashar. It's basically saying, hey, that old rulebook, it's expired. So the big takeaway here is that this is not some one-size-fits-all legal code. You can think of the Parashar Smriti as more of a pragmatic rulebook, like a spiritual and social life raft, built specifically to help people navigate the choppy waters of a morally challenging time. Okay, so how on earth does it plan to create order in a chaotic age? Well, the text lays out a very, very structured society, and it's all built on 4 social pillars. This system is called Varna. This whole system is called Varna Dharma. Now, Dharma is a huge concept here. It means duty, righteousness, your proper path in life. So Varna Dharma is basically the blueprint for organizing society into 4 different classes, where each group has a super specific set of responsibilities to keep the whole thing running smoothly.
And here's the breakdown of that structure. You've got the Brahmin class at the top, and they're in charge of the spiritual and intellectual stuff, studying sacred texts, teaching, that sort of thing. Then you have the Kshatriyas, who were the protectors, the rulers, the warriors. Next up, the Vaishyas, who were the economic engine, really, handling trade, farming, and business. And finally, the Shudra class, whose role was to provide service and labor to support the other 3 groups.
The whole idea, the core principle, is that stability, for society and for you as an individual, comes from everyone knowing their job and doing it well. The thinking was, if everyone just sticks to their prescribed dharma, their duty, then society will function like a well-oiled machine and you'll lead a good and righteous life. All right, so that's the big picture view, the social structure. But believe me, this text gets way more specific. It drills right down into the nitty-gritty of daily life and the rituals that were supposed to govern a person's every move, especially for a householder. Take, for example, a Brahmin householder. The text lays out 6 daily duties that are absolutely essential. And these aren't just, friendly suggestions. They were seen as mandatory. It all starts with bathing for purification, then prayers at key times like sunrise and sunset. After that, you've got chanting specific mantras, performing a fire offering, worshiping deities, and finally, and this was a big one, showing hospitality to any guests. It's a complete roadmap for a well-lived day. And this incredible level of detail, it goes way beyond just your morning routine. The Parashar Smriti is like a comprehensive guide for every major milestone in life, setting out specific rituals and rules for everything from the moment you're born to the day you die. Okay, let's look at a really specific example. This chart here shows the period of ritual impurity after a baby is born. And check out how it's different for each Varna. A Brahmin family had to observe this for 10 days. For a Kshatriya family, it was 12 days. and for a Vaishya family, 15 days. It's a perfect illustration of just how specific and how socially layered these rules really were.
But what happens when people mess up? Because they will, right? I mean, this is the fallen age after all. Well, the text actually spends a ton of time on this exact question, and it offers a whole system for making things right. This idea is called prayaschita, or atonement.
Prayaschita is, at its core, a prescribed way to make things right. If you sin or break a rule, the text gives you a specific path to absolve yourself. It could be anything from a physical penance to fasting for a certain period, to giving to charity or performing a special ritual. And believe me, this system is incredibly detailed. There are prescribed atonements for pretty much anything you can think of, from failing to do your Varna-specific duties, to accidentally harming certain animals, to breaking major social taboos, all the way down to personal moral slip-ups. It was a complete framework for dealing with human error. And this is so important to understand. This wasn't just about punishment. The real goal of prayaschita was restoration. It's like when you break a rule, you're not just messing up your own spiritual state, you're disrupting the balance of the whole cosmos. Atonement was the prescribed method to fix that terror, to restore harmony, both inside yourself and in the universe around you.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to share this really powerful quote from the text. It says, "One should not neglect the body to protect dharma. The body is the primary instrument of dharma." It's this amazing reminder that, yeah, the goal is righteousness, but you can't get there by ignoring your physical self. Your body is the essential tool, the vehicle you need to actually live out your purpose. It's a surprisingly grounded and holistic way of looking at things.
So when you put it all together, from structuring an entire society to telling you how to live your day, and even giving you a path to forgiveness, the Parashar Smriti really does present itself as a complete, if very strict, roadmap for navigating a tough time. It's this fascinating attempt to create order, meaning, and a path to righteousness in what they saw as a uniquely challenging era for all of humankind.
And all this really leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Whether we agree with the specifics or not, the things the Parashar Smriti was worried about, order, duty, how to make things right, those are timeless questions, aren't they? So it just makes you wonder, how do these ancient ideas about how to live a good life still echo and maybe even shape our own modern, complicated world? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.